Sophie Rose, Flight Courier, Icy Patch, Lancer, and Viva's Time. They're racing now. And Darley Bell began fairly well, so too did Shook on Blue. The favourite Flight Courier is safely away. Black Ella in behind those, then down on the inside next. Then we've got as they work their way up the straight. Billy Brutus on its outside. She's a Wolf. Lancer is wide out, then followed by Sophie Rose back towards the tail. And out wider on the outside is Viva's Time. Up the straight the first time, and the favourite Flight Courier made it to the front from Icy Patch. She's a half away at the judge. Out three wide is Lancer. Shook on Blue, one out from the fence and behind those, then followed back on its inside to Black Ella. Viva's Time is out three wider. Then Billy Brutus the inside of Darley Bell. Sophie Rose is wide on the outside of She's a Wolf, who is last of all as they leave the straight. And they work round to the 1600 metre mark where Flight Courier the leader. By a length from on the outside, Icy Patch. Black Ella on the inside next of Lancer. Between the two, a half away as Shook on Blue is followed a length away. Then on the outside to Viva's Time. On the inside is Billy Brutus. Splitting that pair is Darley Bell. There's a length and a half away to She's a Wolf the inside. And 3 parts of a length away on the outside of that to Sophie Rose. Just drops a length and a half away last of all. And about 6 to 7 lengths off the lead. Down the far side at the 1100 metre mark they go, and the leader is Flight Courier. By a length from on the outside, Lancer moved to second. Then on the inside next, then we've got Icy Patches followed on the outside. Now moving forward, Shook on Blue is followed a length and a half away then by Black Ella, who works one out from the fence now. Icy Patch giving a little ground at that point. Billy Brutus got around it, then getting a reminder, Viva's Time. Darley Bell the next runner. She's a Wolf making ground. And last of all then Sophie Rose, but Icy Patch trips out to the back of the field. Off the back comes the favourite Flight Courier. Shook on Blue looks a danger. It's 3 parts of a length away and moving forward for Johnson. 2.5 lengths away to Lancer giving ground. Billy Brutus running on. There's 5 lengths to Black Ella. Then Sophie Rose followed back Darley Bell. Then Viva's Time and a big gap to Icy Patch down to a walk. They've got 450 left to run now. And the leader Flight Courier, the favourite on the inside of Shook on Blue. They're down to it, these two, right and behind them Billy Brutus. And it looks like they could be the trifecta. There's about 6 to 7 lengths to She's a Wolf, who's trying to run on from Lancer. Sophie Rose, Black Ella and Darley Bell. Into the straight they come now, and Shook on Blue on the outside of Flight Courier, who's kicking back again the inside. Flight Courier the inside of Shook on Blue, who might have come to the end of it. Billy Brutus 3 lengths away and another 4 back then to She's a Wolf, but Flight Courier the favourite in control now with 100 to run, with 50 to run, and Flight Courier hands and heels right. Stephen Edhouse gets the money. 2.5 lengths. Second over Shook on Blue, third over Billy Brutus, then She's a Wolf, then Darley Bell. Testing conditions this, about 8 to 10 lengths to Sophie Rose, then came Lancer the inside of on the outside Black Ella, further back to Viva's Time, and Icy Patch was the first horse beaten and has come home at the tail of the field.
Horses to weigh in, 4, 8, 1, 7, 3.
And coming back at the head of the field, the winner of the Gore Veterinary Maiden. At number 4, Flight Courier, the favourite. Flight Courier is a 4-year-old brown gelding by Courier Flight out of Yaganay. Is owned by Mrs. C.S. Pula and trained by Ali Robinson of Wingatui. The successful rider Stephen Edhouse. Number 4, Flight Courier, back at the head of the field and beating number 8, which is Shook on Blue. A third over number 1, Billy Brutus, ahead of 7, She's a Wolf, and next in 3, Darley Bell. Dividends available where number 4, Flight Courier, has paid $2.30 to win, $1.20 for the place, $2.30 and $1.20. Number 8, Shook on Blue for second, $1.45, $1.45, and Billy Brutus, number 1 for third, pays $2.15, $2.15. The Quinella, numbers 4 and 8, $3.55, $3.55 the Quinella, and the trifecta, numbers 4, 8 and 1, pays $22.25, $22.25.